very much, Bob, for those fitting remarks. Before we take the next item on our program, I wanted to take a moment to introduce a couple of distinguished folks here. We're all distinguished. Obviously, I should recognize all of you, but I do want to acknowledge our Chief of Police from the Borough of Norristown, Chief Bono. I think he's here somewhere. Russell, nice for you to join us. Also, we have the Norristown Times-Herald, Stan Husky, the editor. Stan, nice to have you here. And Mike Marsh, former Norristown Times-Herald, but now the Montgomery newspaper's editor. Is Mike still here? Mike, nice to have you. And also a longtime supporter of our good friend, formerly from Norristown, one of the patriarchs of the Tornetta family, our planning commission member, Charlie Tornetta. Charlie, nice to have you here. And father of Carolyn, by the way. And now I want to call Hank Sisko over here, but before I call Hank Sisko for a special presentation, I think it's worth noting that this is probably the first time, at least I remember, since my participation in the annual Columbus Day ceremonies that we've had bad weather. But Hank, being the adaptable person that he is, much like Christopher Columbus, allowed us to be here, so I think it's a tribute to Hank's flexibility and whoever else helped us in coming here as well. He's pointing. But Hank, come on over here for the special presentation.
When you throw bouquets, Rosalie, called me this morning and said, "Hey, it's raining. I just made a phone call so we can get the BAL building, and it turned out okay." So I want to thank. I have my job to just like to thank everybody for cooperation and help. Our speaker, all I said is just give a little talk about Norristown and about the family growing up in Norristown. Fantastic, really. So. I think you can sum it up. Harry Truman, President Truman, said, "What's new? The history we haven't read." So we stopped to look back, and I'm so happy that I'm 81. I'm still around, with the fountain, keeping the thing going. We have every time we call the priest last minute. He's in the middle of a funeral or something, and everybody helped. Our Reverend Robinson, so, it's really good. And I want to thank Senior Sweets. They're going to have a little soda, a little bit of water, and Kunchak Bakery got some pizza. We are Italian, so I was going to have spaghetti and ravioli, but, we're going to do it. But I just want to thank you, and you did a nice job here, okay? And I think we're going to have a little surprise. You have the extra record, don't you? Right? The singer that sang "How Great Thou Art," he sang that song at the Frank Rizzo Memorial in Philadelphia, and the Monsignor that said the prayer says that was Cardinal Kroll's favorite song. He says that he wished that he could hear how he sang the song, and the way he sang is the way Elvis Presley sang it. So I'm just so happy that I'm able to do what I do, and also. Well, maybe with a little surprise, we'll have him sing an Elvis Presley song. Wrap it up. It's okay? Okay. Now, my job, we talked about moms and pops and, family together and all that stuff, and that's what it's all about. And John Doyle, give me a resume. Now, I'm not going to read that resume. John, where are you? Come over. I know you're not. How can I read it? I don't have my glasses with me. John, come over here. John, he's a college graduate. He's a teacher. Oh, okay. He's a director. He's the director of my Hank Sisko TV show. He's also director for the Cultural Center. He's also a teacher. And when we went to the studio, he just operates these bobs and weaves like a boxer. Kid over here, kid over there, tell him over there. So it's just great. It's just wonderful. We have the youth involved, okay? Now, we talk about moms and pops. Moms and pops, come on up here. You're a mom and pop, come on up here. Fran Doyle, she's great down at the Cultural Center. And Jack, He's down there at the cultural center, no, the park, the recreation on Sunday. And so you do so much. And I have time to get a nice little plaque for you if I can open this thing up here. I'm going to help you here up. Where do you see this? This is, first let's go like this. That means very good. And then when you eat, and the food is good, you go like this. Go like that. Say, you know what that means? That means the food is good, you lock it in so the taste don't go out. Like that. Oh, where do you see this? This is unbelievable. Isn't that beautiful? Norristown Columbus Monument Committee offers special recognition to John Doyle for his entire dedication to the Norristown community. You helped the whole town, you helped a lot of people, really. You really have to follow. You think I bother me. This guy's looked at slides. Okay. You got to say something.
Okay, my camera. I'm here on dual purpose today, aside from this marvelous honor, which I want to thank Hank and the Columbus Committee for. I also have the opportunity to have my kids here taping the show for airing on Channel 3 next week. So please tune in. You can see the whole adventure again next week, probably running Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'd like people to watch our channel. Hank asked me to say a few things before we got finished today, and it is a real honor and a real surprise for someone like me to get this award. I'm just some guy from Norristown in the end. I grew up on the 1600 block of Willow Street, a little Italian family that ran Zumo's Hardware, just some regular old guy, and to get this honor is a great surprise. But I did want to say a few things, and listening to Bob talk a few moments ago was pretty exciting because he said many things that I was thinking about, and so I can elaborate rather than just start from the beginning. I have marvelous Italian heritage, sort of Italian-Irish mix. My dad's from the West End, my family's from down in the borough. But what I want to talk about is that beginning, and it matches to Columbus, the idea that our families came over here on an adventure, a noble and exciting adventure. And I know all you little kids, when you got on the bus today to come down here, it was an adventure, right? We're getting out of school, we're going to go sing for a while, and you didn't know where you were going because we weren't going to the monument as we've been before, we're coming to a new place. And in fact, that's what Columbus was thinking there as he set off on the ocean to come over here. And that's what my grandfather was thinking essentially when he arrived here. He became part of this world. But the real image that I have of those folks is not just the adventure across the ocean, but that metaphorical adventure into life here. My grandfather's favorite story to tell me was when his father, who had come over with him, took him by the hand and walked him down the street in Norristown to get a loan so we could start Zumo's Hardware. And the first place they went, when they got to the place, they said, "We don't give loans to Italians." And so they walked back out, they walked down the street to another place, and they got their loan, and they started the business, the Zumos that's still down in town and around the area. And that story is important to me for two reasons. Number one, my grandfather didn't know, he was only 9, where he was headed, but he trusted the adults around him. He trusted the person who was holding his hand to guide him to something important. The second thing is that there were people who said no to him because of who he was, and they didn't get stopped by that. And I want to say that to you kids, that there's a lot of times in your life where people are going to look at you and say no. And in fact, you need to let them know that you can do things, not just because of what you look like, but because of who you are, that you can take that opportunity and do something special, no matter what roadblocks you encounter in your time, okay? And so my grandfather moved beyond that. And as a result, I then saw my father and my mom both do tons of volunteer work in Norristown. Dad down with Park and Rec, doing crazy things all over the area, running the concerts. My mother at the Cultural Center, working there for more than 10 years without a single paycheck in any of those years while she's been there. People doing volunteer work for this town. And so I said, well, I guess I better come back and work here. And so I came back to the high school to work and teach. because I wanted to work with kids like the ones who are running my cameras, kids like these little faces down here. It's exciting to be a part of a place that's about to have a rebirth, and it's exciting to hear Bob say we need to be reborn, and I feel like we're on the verge of that. But the only way we get off of that, the only way we make that next step, is if we take the opportunity to take the same kind of voyage Columbus took, the same kind of voyage the kids took today, the same voyage we all took when we thought we were one place and ended up someplace else for today's ceremony. We need to take that chance to know we need to go to an undiscovered land, a new place, a Norristown that is yet unknown, a Norristown that can be. We need to look at the possibilities of what this borough can be, a thriving community for the arts. We've had a theater in Norristown for 10 years. It is a thriving, professional, and award-winning theater. We have tons of wonderful businesses and more coming here all the time, but we have to take the adventure down onto Main Street to see them. We need to take the adventure to go beyond who we are, beyond what we think Norristown can be, and make it the possibilities of that future. Like a balloon being lifted and sent off into the sky, we have to trust that we're going to be going someplace exciting and new, and yet completely unknown. I think what I'd like to say to all you adult folks out there, because I did address some stuff to the kids, is that one of the exciting things, and I didn't hear anybody mention this, is Columbus didn't do this on his own. He did have 87 men with him, about the size of the room here, but he also had the support of the Spanish government. And I want to make mention of that because that's who you guys are. We have a bunch of little kids up here, and they're all our little Columbuses about to embark on the future of Norristown. But each of us needs to be the support, the patron of their life. We need to guide them along their way. Hey, Isak, come up here for a second. Come on, Isak, come on. I know you. All right, I'm going to go with you. Okay. And so what I want to say is this, okay? My image of Norristown is this: an adult holding the hand of a young person on the way to a brilliant future, okay? I think about my grandmother's spiritual sense, my grandfather's sense of business, and they said, we take someone by the hand and we walk them towards the new business. And nobody stops us, and no one prevents us from going there, and we hold their hand and protect them. Like we need to hold each of their hands and each of your hands into the future of what this town can be. And so I just want to say thank you very much for this award. It's a great honor to have it, and a great honor to be able to say that we can take the hand of any little kid, okay, and we can walk them forward to some beautiful future, and that includes our town. Thank you.
A couple things went wrong. We were in the fountain. We go to turn the fountain on this morning, and the pipe broke, so the plumber's over there fixing. So the fountain won't be on this year. Well, it'll be on later. We can fix it. But I want you to, one person in the crowd here, I want you to meet, and he's been so helpful. I went down City Hall, and I said, look, it's a bad tree. It's leaning over there. If that tree comes down, it's going to be goodbye, Columbus, Santa Maria, okay? He says, I'll take care of it. He's a new administrator here in Norristown. And I asked him to do something about right there. So I want you to meet him, and I'm sure he's going to be, we're talking about bringing Norristown back. Here's the man, come on up. I'll say a couple words here. Mr. Jansen, I'd like to give a big hand. Okay. I know I didn't prepare this speech.
I was not supposed to come here and say anything. I was just supposed to enjoy the ceremony, and I certainly am enjoying being here in Norristown. And I really appreciate the comments about the rebirth of this town. It's a great town. A lot of people don't recognize that early in my career, I was in Montgomery County, and I was in Cheltenham and Lower Gwinnett, and so it's good to be back home in Montgomery County. My wife grew up in Upper Gwinnett, and so the heritage that we have here is just, it's so great, and I'm glad that we celebrate it every year here as part of the Columbus Day Celebration, and we're going to enjoy the rebirth of Norristown and all the diversity that we have and the opportunity that brings us. So thank you, and I look forward to really working through the process in the municipality. Thank you.
Now, aside from the final surprise that Hank Cisco has, we're going to turn it over to Whitehall Elementary School, Rosalie Tornetta-Hetrick, the director for God Bless America.
That was a really long time for them to wait. I just want to introduce the teachers that are here with me today because I cannot do this. I see these kids once a week for 40 minutes. I could not do this without their help. I have Meredith Penner, who is doing the accompanying for us. She's a very beautiful teacher. Donna Van and Warren. So I'd like to thank them for their help in doing this.
Thank you very much. I said we had a surprise. We just went off the beaten path there. But just got a call from, I didn't get a call from him, but he's not around anymore. Elvis Presley. One little song by Elvis, okay? He didn't bring his jumper suit, but Elvis, get over here. What are you going to do? Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Number 17. And then I'm going to do two songs actually. I'm going to do this one, and then Cameron, if you could change it over to the other CD, number 15. Okay. You ready, kids? Here we go. You ready? When I do this, I want you to sing, "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog." Okay? Can you do it? Practice. Just crying all the time. Good. I did say that. Okay. You ready? You ain't nothing but a hound dog, just crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, just crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Just crying all the time. crying all the time. Crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. When you run like that, oh, there you go. I see some Elvises out there. Well, I said she was high class. Well, that was a lie. You know they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Oh, here we go. Oh, you're my next backup dancers. That's what you are. Okay, you ready? Well, I said you was high class. Well, that was a lie. You know they said you was high class. Well, that was a lie. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Just crying all the time. Just crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit. Yeah. All right. Another CD. I have one more song, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to do. It's a beautiful song. So, kids, I want you to wave the flags, okay? No, I'm not Elvis. I'm Wayne Newton. Oh, by the way, you guys did a great job. Great job. Okay, you ready? Again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out for such a great cause. Oh, beautiful, for spacious God, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty, above the fruited plain.
acknowledge and thank Senior Suites, Nancy Foley, Conshohocken Bakery, and I think there's somebody else who's supposed to thank here. La Campagna, thank you for helping coordinate this. That concludes our ceremony. I guess we should hold on for the exiting of the color guard. Yes? I want to thank and recognize as they leave the Norristown Police Color Guard. Thank you, members of Norristown Police. Okay, that concludes it. Don't forget we have pizza and refreshments. Thank you all very much. Thank you, boys and girls.